So we're good to go?
We are.
All right. So call to order the Thursday, 8 o'clock in the morning special meeting of council. The second item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Deputy Mayor, do you have that?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Councilor Martel. The Municipality Council approves the agenda as presented.
Questions or comments regarding the agenda?
None here.
Okay, hearing and seeing none, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Okay, next item on the agenda, I believe is, I'm gonna look to the clerk because again, I don't have it in front of me, but there is someone to bring that item forward.
Through the chair, the next item on the agenda is disclosure.
Sorry, disclosure of pecuniary interest, conflict of interest, and the general nature thereof. Does anyone have a conflict to declare?
None here. None here.
Okay, hearing none, then we'll move to the item of business, which is the discussion item or the resolution that's been provided. And I think there is a motion to move that. Let's get it on the floor and then we can have a discussion, okay? Somebody have that item to bring forward?
I do, Mr. Mayor. Moved by myself and seconded by Mr. Martel.
Okay. And do you have to read it?
Yeah, just hold on, Mr. Mayor. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good.
Whereas, can you hear me?
Yeah, everybody can hear you fine.
Yep. Whereas the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal Municipality Council is aware of the proposed development of the new school in Augusta. And whereas the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal is home to two public schools, Centennial 67 Public School located in Spencerville and the South Evertsburg School located in Johnstown. And whereas the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal shares the border boundaries with both Augusta Township and the town of Prescott. And whereas the Municipality Council of the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal supports the continuous operation of both Centennial 67 Public School and South Evertsburg Public School in the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal. And whereas the Municipality Council of the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal supports the students, families in the area to have access to local schools and do not add additional transportation time to young children and youth. And whereas there has been a recent 11.9% growth rate within the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal and projected future growth rates that are exceeding expectations, families and choosing the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal has access to local schools with a minimal busing times is an important reason for selecting Evertsburg Cardinal to call home. And whereas now therefore be resolved that the Municipality Council and the Corporation of Township of Evertsburg Cardinal supports the continued operation of Centennial 67 Public School and South Evertsburg Public School. And further, that the Municipality of Council and the Corporation of Township and Evertsburg Cardinal urges the Upper Canada's District School Board to maintain status quotas for the current school boundaries, impacting Evertsburg Cardinal to ensure there is no impact on enrollment at Centennial 67 Public School or the South Evertsburg Public School. And further, that the Municipality Council and the Corporation of the Township of Evertsburg Cardinal supports the Augusta Township in pursuit of a new school. And further, that this resolution be circulated and brought to the attention of Augusta Township, the town of Prescott, Steve Clark, member of Provincial Parliament of Leeds and Grenville and the Thousand Islands and Rideau Lakes, the Honorable Doug Ford, Premier of Ontario, the Honorable Jill Dunlop, the Minister of Education, Ron Ferguson, President and Director of Education for Upper Canada District School Board, Jeremy Hubbs, Treasurer and Chief Financial Officer of Upper Canada District School Board, Jamie Schuyler, Director and Chair Board of Trustees of Upper Canada District School Board. Brian Elliott, Director of Community Representative of the Upper Canada District School Board. Emily McFadden, Director of Community Representative of the Upper Canada District School Board. And Lisa Swan, School Board Trustee.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. That was a long one.
That was a good one.
Okay, so before we go to discussion, there's more information for me to provide. Had a good discussion with Mayor Shaver to clear some air last night. And I've talked to folks at the school board, and I do have a meeting with the school board this afternoon. And I just want to be clear that the school board, if I've caused concern or inflated this, that is on me, not on anyone else. I am super passionate about our schools. In no way, shape, or form do I want to see anything ever happen to our schools. It's important to note that nobody actually said straight out to me that it was me interpreting it that way, that anything could happen or would possibly happen to our schools. So I just want to be clear on that, because I think I'm gonna get called on that, and it's fair, and I think everybody should understand that nobody from the school board suggested to me that our school needed to be closed. So or realigned or anything like that. So I just want to be clear on that, because this is more over, we lost Benson in 2017 and it's a pile of rubble sitting there now. And it is more to signify that our council knows and understands the importance of having schools in Johnstown and the school we have in Spencerville, and that in no way, shape, or form are we willing to change that situation. And that's really all that I'm trying to say in this resolution. May have said it a little differently before, but through my discussions with the school board and with Mayor Shaver, they have no interest in involving either one of our schools or numbers from either one of our schools in their pursuit of a new school. And I've had that discussion with folks at the board. The board said to me very clearly that they've made the investment in South Ed, that it's viable for the next 30 years, that it's near capacity now. It's very healthy and it's very well invested in. So I just want to, before we pass this or before we vote on it or do whatever we're going to do with it, those are the comments, and I think having the full information from them is important for you guys as well. So yeah, all right. And I think if there's questions or anybody wants to ask me a couple of questions, that's fine. I will say I probably, in my discussions with Augusta Mayor before, didn't realize that some of the things were sensitive in nature and that they weren't for public consumption. I assumed everything was public consumption at this point. And I didn't know otherwise. Otherwise, I may not have said something that I said. So that's about all I can say. I can't see hands, guys. Sorry. It's if anybody wants to speak, just have to speak. So
I got something, Mr. Mayor. I think you were, I don't know, maybe I speak for myself only on this, but I thought you were pretty clear that this was us being proactive as a contingency, just to make sure that, there was no thoughts out there that somebody might get in their heads about looking at our schools as far as that goes. And I thought that was pretty clear, to be honest, right at the onset. when we first discussed it. And so I'm not concerned. And I, if something was said otherwise, I share with you that, like I said, I just want to make sure that we put it out there, get the word out, get this resolution passed so that we can basically say, just in case you were looking at other options or anything, we're not a willing host for this. Thank you very much. And we'd like to keep our schools, and we suspect they're going to grow, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
we've had a good conversation about this already in the past, so I don't think I
Yeah,
need to
and
say
just
much
to be
more than
clear,
that, so.
Chris, in my conversation with the board and with Mayor Shaver, they do like, and they tell me straight up, they have no interest in either one of our schools or the numbers from our schools.
No,
So
I understood that. Yep.
I just wanted to be clear, right? Because that's my fault, or it's on me that I said that inadvertently before. That was how I felt. What I've been told since then is that's not the case, and I've been told it many times by many people at this point. So and everybody says it on their word. So fair enough. I'm willing to take that, but I'm I still support the resolution as it's written. So.
And I have nothing else. That's fair.
Okay. Anyone else? I
Yeah,
can't see. So.
can you hear me, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, hear you clear, loud and clear, Joe.
See, I don't think you need to use the word you. I think you need to fill that in with the word we. I think everybody at this table is feeling the same way you do. I don't think it's just us being us. We're transparent. That's what this council does. We're being transparent with the higher ups the same way we are with our residents. And I'm fully behind this.
Yeah, good. Thank you for that. I use those words as well. I certainly believe in doing things in a very open and transparent manner as well, Joe. 100%. Deputy Mayor, anything?
Yes, I'd just like to 100% support. I agree with Councilor Martel. It's not you, it's we. We should have jumped on this ahead. You keep saying Mayor Shaver. Has Mayor Shanker been informed of having meetings too? Seeing that what they're doing in the town of Prescott, or looking at building at the town of Prescott? And
the proposed location and proposed new school and which schools that could encompass is a closed session discussion, and we should allow Mayor Shaver to when it's time to discuss what that would involve, Steve. And again, I know I've inadvertently spoken before and said a few things I probably shouldn't have, but I think that discussion is for them to reveal, not for me. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that.
I can live with that. And all your all the information you're getting from the school board that they're not going to touch our schools, both in Johnstown and Spencerville. Is this coming from Ron Ferguson, President and Director of Education?
I have a meeting today, and it does not say on there anywhere that anything in the meeting is confidential. But I do have a meeting with the school board today with a couple of the mayors and a fair number of the school board trustees as well, and the CAOs. So CAO Nicholson will be there as well. I'll be attending via Zoom, but yeah, and we'll get an update. And I think at that point, it'll be made very clear to me again that I'm very much off base in my worry about South Ed or Centennial being part of any discussion. So, and that's become abundantly clear to me over the last couple of days that they really have. They're saying that it's me imagining this. I think it's me being protective of our schools, but I'm fine with that. So,
well, that's good when you go into that. I'm glad that you're hearing that we're not on the block, but I hope you make it very clear to Mr. Ferguson and all and the trustees are there and our CEOs, we kind of like to have that in writing, that we're not on the block on either school. I feel a
Well,
lot more comfortable.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. And yes, but there's also the one that you would have to do it willingly, right? I mean, if anything was to happen, the province has a moratorium on school closures, right? So the school board has no ability to close a school or to realign a school without permission to do so. So we're saying we're not giving permission by doing this resolution. That takes care of our part. So.
And as you mentioned, the provincial government has the say of permission of closure of schools, and haven't they put something in writing in the last couple of years that they're not shutting any schools down?
Yes, they have. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why we're guaranteed to be safe anyways, right? Like they can make the suggestion to us, they could ask us to do it, but at the end of the day, the reality is nobody can do anything without our permission. So the only thing that they could potentially do is change the boundary lines so that the boundary line moves a little and kids would get dispersed a little bit differently. I've asked in this resolution that the boundary lines remain the way that they are now.
Good to know. Let's get
Okay.
on with the vote.
Yeah, no, I think it is what it is, and I'm happy to have full council support moving forward. It's a tricky, as I've been finding out over the last week, it's a tricky conversation when you start talking about schools. It's certainly it's a tricky conversation, but I like that we're open and transparent about it, and I think it means a lot to the residents of Edwardsburg Cardinal. We're not fanning the flames of fear here. We're showing them that we 100% support their schools. And for anybody that's choosing Edwardsburg Cardinal to relocate or to move to, they'll know that their council is strongly in support of maintaining those schools. In fairness to Mayor Shaver and in fairness to the school board, they have never once said that those schools are in any danger. So what we're doing is saying we want them maintained the way they are. Everybody good?
Yep. Good.
Further discussion at all?
No.
Nothing here.
Okay, hearing none, then I'll call the question on the motion as it's written. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so unanimous. And I think the only other item would be adjournment. Am I correct, clerk?
Through the chair, we have question period, confirmation, and then adjournment.
Okay, so any questions from anyone gallery wise or media?
We have not received any, and no one is in the public.
Okay, thank you. And so confirmation bylaw, I believe Councillor Martell has that.
I do. Moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stephen Dillabaugh, that a bylaw to adopt, confirm, and ratify matters dealt with by resolution now be passed, signed, sealed, and numbered 2024-49.
Okay, I'll call the question on the confirmation bylaw. All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Aye.
That carries. And then I believe the last item would be adjournment, and I don't know who has adjournment.
Moved by myself, seconded by Deputy Mayor Stephen Dillabaugh, that Municipal Council does now adjourn at 8:27 a.m.
Okay, moved and seconded, non-debatable. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks, Tori.